And good evening, everybody, and welcome into Clinton High School here tonight as we are all set for the Clinton Tournament, kicking things off here this evening, and we're going to be with you all week long, full coverage here of every game. We are so glad you could be with us, streaming live on all of our platforms, a James Hinkle Sounds Like video production, but we're going to be streaming certainly all through the week on our other platforms, which are C-Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing, Primitive Old Crow, the Landmark Restaurant, and also streaming live on the Radford Media Group YouTube page. I am Spencer Edwards alongside James Hinkle. Stacy Hinkle, of course, will be joining us in a little bit later on this evening. We got 4 games for you tonight, 2 boys games, 2 girls games. We're going to start off with a girls game here this evening, and this is going to feature the 1 versus 8 matchup as we've got the Nevada Lady Tigers getting ready to take on the Harrisonville Lady Wildcats. This is a very strong Nevada team that will come in here to this tournament, obviously being the favorites to win the tournament on the girls' side of the bracket this year. Coming in with a very strong record of 13-3 and well deserving of the top seed in this tournament, and certainly this Harrisonville team as the 8. They haven't won a lot of ball games this year. They come in at just 2-11, but this is an opportunity for them in the tournament to kind of play spoiler and be a team that might pull off a big upset here tonight. And as we mentioned, we've got 2 other games for you tonight as well, as we've got the next one, which will be starting at about 6 o'clock. That'll be the other girls matchup here in the first round. That'll feature 2nd-seeded Adrian against 7th-seeded Lakeland. And then tonight on the boys' side, we've got Grandveiw Christian. They're going to be taking on El Dorado Springs. That ball game will start at around 7:30. And then our nightcap tonight will feature Warrensburg against Lakeland. That'll be the nightcap at 9 on the boys' side. So we are very excited to be bringing you coverage here all through the week. This will be Monday through Saturday, the championship rounds. And, of course, the 3rd place, 5th place rounds will be on a Saturday afternoon. So it's going to be a full week of basketball here for you from the Clinton tournament. And we'll talk about this more as we go along tonight. But the boys' bracket is actually 6 teams. The girls' bracket is 8, and that's typically what you see. That's the more traditional format in high school tournaments is 8 teams, but the boys was 6, so that'll be a round-robin format for the boys this year, and we'll talk more about that as we move along here tonight. So you're in store for a lot of basketball this week. I think 21 games in all, and we are so glad to be bringing you this full coverage here. I want to thank our audio sponsors as well, Primitive Old Crow, Oak Star Bank, the Landmark Restaurant, Jim Resick Auto Group, and Hankins Gain. So we appreciate them. And also want to thank Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance agent Aaron Collins. He is our timeout sponsor as well. And you'll be hearing from him throughout the night. And it is that Grain, James? Okay. Well, it was spelled G-A-I-N, so you can tell me I read what I see, I guess. But, I want to thank Hankins Grain, Jim Resick, Landmark Restaurant, Oak Star Bank, and Primitive Old Crow. So we're going to have the national anthem here, looks like, for you. Got a color guard ready to make their way. And, of course, not a huge crowd on hand as of yet, of course, with an early start time here tonight in this first one, 4:30. A lot of folks still at work, but we expect there to be crowd size grow, of course, certainly as we move along here tonight. And that's the other thing about having Lakeland in the tournament this year. That's another area team along with Adrian, and you can imagine they're going to be bringing a lot of fans here, so they'll be close in the area, and that'll certainly help the attendance out. So we'll go ahead and give you the national anthem here as James have good shots, the color guard making their way across onto the floor. All right, and we're set for the starters here in just a moment of our first game of the week. This is the 1-8 matchup, Nevada Lady Tigers against the Harrisonville Lady Wildcats. As I give you a look at the starters, first for Harrisonville, led by head coach Sean Gibbs. And they'll have starting at guard this evening, Allie Knox, 5'10 senior, followed by number 10, and that being Sabrina Evans. And then starting outside will be Anessa McKinney, number 22. And then also starting outside will be Abby Overbay. And then starting at guard, number 42, will be Kylie Meeks. And then you've got starting tonight for Nevada, they'll have starting at guard, Callie Bashore. And then starting at the other guard spot tonight for Nevada will be number 12, Grace Barnes. Number 15, starting at the other wing, will be Tegan Charles. And they'll have starting at post, Paige Dahmer. And then starting inside at the other forward spot for Nevada will be Allison Bauer. So just about ready for the opening tip here from Clinton High School. It's going to be jumping center out there, Knox, followed by number 15. That is Callie Bashore for Nevada. So the ball in the air. Tap's going to be controlled here by Harrisonville. So started out head of the key. This Nevada team, they got good length, really tall basketball team. They're going to put a lot of pressure on the opponent, so that's something Harrisonville's going to have to be aware of tonight. And really take care of the basketball. They're going to have to find a way to stay away from these turnovers here this evening. Entry pass. Right side of the key. Phillips now in the corner. Double team right. Just a little bit back outside. This Nevada team, they're not going to give anybody a lot of free baskets. So Harrisonville's going to have to work for everything tonight, especially down on the low post. As they force them to back it back outside. Phillips knocks right side, three on the way. Doesn't draw iron. And Nevada going to claim the rebound. They push it to the other end. Lead pass goes. Well, thought it was off the hands of Barnes initially, but they're actually going to say that ball was tipped out. So Nevada will keep possession. Barnes taking the inbounds look. They reset it up top. Bashore, good pass into Barnes. Shot up, missed. Rebound back inside. Bashore missing the follow, and it's knocked back out. And it's going to stay with the Lady Tigers. So they'll be throwing it in here underneath. 7 minutes to go here in this first quarter, just underway. Robbie Bates, the head coach for Nevada. Of course, they beat Clinton in a close game earlier in the year. Here in this gym is Allison Bauer nailing the triple there, and Harrisonville going to take an early timeout as Nevada jumps on top here 3-0. 6:46 to go in the first quarter. And I want to thank our timeout sponsor tonight and throughout the tournament will be Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent Aaron Collins.
Yeah, we thank Aaron Collins for helping us out here. This is the first game, so this is the first time his logo's gone up on the screen. So appreciate him for that. And also Chris Ramirez for being here as well. He's actually running the camera. As Spencer said earlier, we're running a man, or shall we say a woman, and more like our captain. Short, Stacy's still at the office, so she'll get here a little after 5 o'clock.
And, of course, we'll see Aaron's brother's team in action tonight. That'll be our nightcaps. The Lakeland boys will be playing. So very excited for that one. Of course, Lakeland boys having a good season, as are the Lakeland girls as well. And nice to see them both in this Clinton tournament. Again, another area team here in the West Central Missouri area. As a three ball goes down, Bashore knocking one down from long range. So Nevada off to the quick lead, 6-0. here in this 1 seed versus 8 seed matchup. Coming up on the 6-minute mark here in the first quarter. Oh, there's a diagonal pass deflected, and a nice job by Nevada in the passing lane to get the steal. Up ahead, Bashore lays it in, so they turn the turnover into points, and it's an 8-0 lead now. Nevada pushing it out here in this first quarter of action.
I think this is the first opportunity we've had to see the Harrisonville girls play. I know we were in Harrisonville and when the boys played.
Yeah, we had that on our video game of the week. So 3-ball not going down there, but Harrisonville able to get the board. Now it's tipped. Very active in the passing lanes, and we're going to have our first jump ball of the ball game. So this is the 42nd annual girls tournament this year, and it's actually the 95th annual boys tournament. So the boys tournament's been played for a few more years, but boys tournament will be a round-robin format. And this is a straight 8-team tournament here in the girls' side of things. 8 teams, and there'll be 2 winners bracket games and then the championship. As we get a tip and a steal, second turnover forced by Nevada, and they get another run-out basket here. Bashore, 2 more for her, so she's off to a good start in this one. And the lead is now swelled to 10-0, and Nevada able to get a steal. Here they knock it actually off of the Harrisonville player, so that was a smart play that time. And they'll set it up top. 3-ball, rattles in.
And that is 3. I thought maybe she was standing on the line. Ooh.
Hughes knocking that one down, and then they get another steal. Quick bucket there off the turnover, and 2 more for Bauer, and we got a full timeout now on the floor for Harrisonville. So early 15-0 lead in this Nevada team. They present a lot of matchup problems with their length. Very good, aggressive defenders, and they've got 3 or 4 players that can shoot the ball from any spot on the floor. So they're a good team and makes it very tough to defend.
Yeah, in Nevada's, like you said, they have a lot of speed. And it's not just one player. Usually you got one player that kind of sets the tone, but all these girls actually move very, very quick, which explains probably why they're the top seed.
Also want to thank Hobby Time Motorsports and also Bernard Tax and Bookkeeping as well, our graphic sponsors for this ball game, along with C-Squared and Primitive Old Crow. So out of the timeout, Harrisonville with the basketball here, trying to work against this pressure defense. Had a tough time with it, and there's another steal for Nevada. So 5th turnover forced as they get it inside. And Bashore 2 more up on the board there. And here's another tip and a near steal. Lead out to 17-0, but there they get it. Bashore very quick. And, man, tough to handle as she lays in another one.
They're showing a lot of pressure here, and it's turned into 19 points really quick.
Yeah, I mean, it's about the quickest 19-point lead you'll ever see built. And it honestly going to be tough for Harrisonville, I think, to get a basket in this game, James. I mean, it's a tough sledding here for them, so they're going to bring in a new 5, looks like. They bring in a new group of players.
Yeah, Harrisonville has struggled. They've only got 2 wins this year, which is it's normally they're a better team, but, you have your down years, and unfortunately Harrisonville is having a down year.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where they're kind of in one of those cycles, but, I mean, Nevada's going to beat a lot of teams this way. It's not just the fact that they're playing a team that's overmatched in Harrisonville. I mean, they've won 13 games for a reason. So Harrisonville looking to get a basket here to break the ice down 19-0. They get the lob down inside off the inbound. Thought they were going to have a look there initially, but then were forced to kick it back out, and that leads to another steal for Nevada. As Haley Ledine gets it inside. Good pass there to Carly Pritchard, and she's going to score it, and they call the foul on that as well. So I think they're going to count the basket. They haven't put it up on the board yet. Now there they just did. So 21-0, and going to have a free throw coming up here as well. Looking for the three-point play. Pritchard gets it to go. So it's a 22-0 lead for Nevada.
Harrisonville, they look like they're moving the ball well. They're skilled players. It's just little mistakes like that one right there has turned into a 22-0 lead.
And there they wave off the basket from Bashore. They're going to call that an offensive foul. But, yeah, just struggling to hang on to the ball, and, it's tough to even get any shot attempts up. I don't know that they've even attempted a shot yet because they just haven't been able to get in any kind of an offensive rhythm. As another near steal here for Bashore, so they've already forced 8 turnovers, and they've turned all of those into points as well. And it'll be a trap here in the backcourt, but they're able to break it initially. But it turns into another steal, so they had a defender there on the backside, Pritchard, waiting for that.
I'll just go ahead and point out here, Nevada is in a class above even Clinton. They're in a class 4, and they are ranked in the top 10 as of right now and have been for the last few weeks.
Right, yeah, this is a team that certainly has the potential to do some damage in the postseason as well. As they miss a shot this time, though, Hughes missing it off of another steal. Harrisonville able to claim the rebound. Oh, but there's Bashore right there again, and she's going to get another steal and 2 more for her. So she's up to 8 now, leading all scorers. Scooping layup here, missing for Knox, and they're able to claim another rebound as Ludine gets the board, but has it poked away out of bounds, so it's going to stick with Nevada. So he said that went off of Harrisonville. Last couple of substitutions into the game now for Coach Base's team. But all Nevada here in this one, as expected, pitching the shutout. There's Bashore again, layup in there. That time she was able to create her own shot. Good driving layup, so it's 26-0. And now another deflection, another turnover. And Harrisonville just in one of those situations where they're having to be sped up by the pressure. And there's a shot that goes down from 3. Actually banking that one in is Haley Lundine to get it to 29-0.
Harrisonville, they're doing everything right. They're just up against a very good team.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a deal where they're just overmatched, and you just have to be able to value the basketball when you're in these types of situations. And any kind of a team, that always can kind of give you a gauge the first 5 to 10 minutes. Are they going to be able to handle the pressure or are they not? And it's a case where the speed and quickness just kind of takes over. And that's where Nevada, they get so many easy baskets because they're taking advantage of that pressure defense. So out of bounds attempt here. They get it into the corner. Knox has it poked away and stolen again. But then it's deflected right back. Nice play made by Brown to get it back inside. They get a shot attempt there for Bigler, and she missed it, though. Rebound is into the hands of Bashore. Nice pass there in the open floor. Got it inside, and a foul is called. So they were almost ready to get another transition bucket that time, but foul prevented the layup, and that's going to send to the line number 34, Paige Dahmer.
Harrisonville has had opportunities here just on this last play down at Harrisonville's end. They're just not capitalizing on it. Like I said earlier, Nevada is just a very good team, and even the few shots they've gotten off have not gone in.
So Dahmer gets 1 of 2, so that'll get it to 30-0. 1:07 left here in the first quarter. And there's a pass that goes out of bounds, trying to make that long bounce pass, and just a little bit too far wide left, out of bounds. So Nevada will be setting it up here in the half-court set, final minute of the first quarter. Pritchard in the corner, out top there for Majors, down near the midcourt stripe. Nevada going to back it out, reset. Bashore up top, 3-ball on the way, and Dahmer nails it. Man, oh man, they just cannot miss, although most of their points have been around the basket layups. That's just their second 3. of the game to make it 33-0 as we get a foul called in the open floor. And this will be the fourth team foul, looks like, coming up here on Nevada. First personal on Majors, as Harrisonville going to be throwing it in underneath and see if they can. Yep, they had to throw that long inbounds pass, James, that time. That's where, you really like to run a set on those inbounds looks and try to get it in the low post and not have to kick it back out. That time they did it there to where they threw it out wide on the right side of the wing, and that just plays right into Nevada's hands. So Nevada will have possession here. Final 24 seconds left in the first quarter. But Callie Bashore, just a freshman, but man, unstoppable. 5 steals, 10 points, and has had a lot of open floor opportunities. Has had a couple assists as well in the open floor.
And Harrisonville's actually stole the ball a few times. Like I said earlier, they just have not been able to capitalize.
Another 3 ball
on any of
Barnes
those.
Nailing it, and that's going to take us to the end of the first quarter, and an absolute dominant performance for the Nevada Lady Tigers as they lead it 36-0 here in the 1-8 matchup of our girls' first round here tonight from the Clinton Tournament opening night, 42nd annual Clinton Girls Tournament. And again, I want to thank Aaron Collins, Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Agent here. Primitive Old Crow, Oak Star Bank, Landmark Restaurant, Jim Resick, Auto Group, and Hankins Grain. Also, Hobby Time Motorsports and Bernard Tax and Bookkeeping.
And also, we are streaming on multiple platforms. C-Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing, Primitive Old Crow, who is also one of our sponsors for on the video side. The Landmark Restaurant down in Lowry City. Of course, Sounds Like Videos, Facebook and YouTube. And then Radford Media Group YouTube channel. That's actually KDKD's YouTube page. So. Absolutely,
and again, credit to yourself, James, for setting this up. Your setup here, and the video quality is just exceptional. And I know folks at home have been very interested in the product. We've started picking up some Lakeland games, and definitely folks have been tuned in, get to see them tonight as well. So it's worked out good where we've been able to cover the tournament this year and also have the Lakeland girls and boys teams in there as well, along with Clinton, who will play tomorrow night. Boys start at 4:30. Girls will have the final game of the night at 9. We're hoping the weather stays away. I know there's a chance for some precipitation tomorrow, but hopefully we can get those games in tomorrow for the second, actually it'll be the second day, but still first round games. We're doing 2 boys games and 2 girls games tonight, and then of course 2 and 2 tomorrow. So the second quarter here starting off much like the first quarter for Harrisonville. Another steal for Nevada, but turning it over that time. They got a little too carried away there as Barnes lost it out of bounds. So Harrisonville is going to put their 5 starters that they started the game with back into the game to start this second quarter. Coach Gibbs had a deal there where he took all 5 of them out early first quarter and put in a new 5. But he's going to put the starting 5 back out. But Nevada, very good pressure. But this is just a long team. I mean, they've got good size, and you're not going to see a lot of high school teams that have the kind of size and length that Nevada has, and that's one reason why they're able to get in the passing lanes so effectively.
Yeah, when we see Nevada play Clinton, you see a lot of good discipline on Nevada's part. They worked well as a team. There's nothing flashy about their team. They just play well together, and they get the job done.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, they don't really have a player that just, you look at and say, well, they can stand out and just nail 3 after 3. They play really good team defense as a starting 5 and an unselfish team as well, share the basketball. Here's a 3 attempt. That's probably the first open look Harrisonville's had all game, but couldn't get it to fall. A little wide right there on the 3 attempt from Knox, and another rebound for the Lady Tigers. So they set it up, high post, work it back out. Here Pritchard now with it on the left side, and now looks like Coach Gibbs, I think that must be what he does. He just rotates in a new 5 as he got a new 5 getting ready to come back in. But here's a nice steal for Harrisonville. See if they can take advantage of it in the half-court set. But they've really only had, I'd say, probably 3 or 4 shot attempts. So here's another steal as they take it right away. Pritchard inside, and 2 more up on the board for Barnes. And it's a 40-0 lead coming up on 5:50 to go in this first half.
You know, we're sitting here watching Harrisonville play, and I think they actually have the speed to keep up with Nevada. It seems like they're playing with a little lack of experience. So I don't know how the age brackets of these girls are, but it may be a deal where we have a lot of younger players that, you know, will shine a few years from now.
Well, they just got on the board, James. There's the first 3. McCain hits the 3 ball, so that'll make it 40-3. That was a good-looking shot. That time she did have some space to shoot. Here's a tip and a nice play, a steal, and a layup. So back-to-back buckets for the Lady Wildcats.
Could we be set up for an upset and a massive comeback?
It's going to take a major collapse for Nevada, I think. 40-5 the lead, but that does at least give Harrisonville a little confidence. I mean, you at least can go into the locker room, 2 more there from Barnes as it's 42-5, but at least you have some confidence, say, okay, you know, we got those first 2 baskets out of the way, and now we can kind of just play. But you certainly didn't want to be shut out in the first half.
Well, she had a great opportunity there and just missed that basket. And, you know, that's something we've seen over and over is they've had what few opportunities they've had, they just haven't been able to hit those shots, and that explains probably why it's 42-5 with 4 minutes, 38 seconds.
Yeah, Nevada certainly showing why they are the top seed and heavily favored to win this girls' tournament this year.
You know,
there's a good pass and a layup. That's a beautiful pass. Barnes finding Pritchard. Layup is good to make it 44-5.
I believe that the number 2 seed, which is Adrian, actually has the same around the same win-loss record.
Yeah, Adrian's a good club as well, and they've had.
Wow, that was from way outside. Nice 3 shot.
Yeah, big-time 3 for Hughes. So 44-8. But, yeah, Adrian certainly, you know, they've had some teams, they've had good tradition over there with Coach Bruto. They've had a good girls program for several years, so that'll be interesting to see. And they come in as the 2 seed into this girls tournament.
And then Clinton is the number 3.
And actually Clinton, in that game I think you guys did, James, on video, I mean, Clinton played this Nevada team tough. I mean, they actually had a lead at one point, Clinton did. And it took a comeback at the end for Nevada to win that. So they have been tested. Of course, they've lost 3, but still a 13-3 mark, very good. As Barnes 2 more, or Bashore rather, 2 more there on that last one for her. So 46-8.
Yeah, when Clinton played Nevada, they played actually here at home, and they played well and matched up well against them. They did lead for a little while, but at the very end, Nevada was actually able to pull ahead. Honestly, I thought it was who wanted it more in that competition, and Clinton did fall a little short. Not by very many. I can't remember exactly how many points they lost by, but I think it was somewhere like maybe 3 or 4.
Yeah, it was under 10. I know that.
Oh,
it was something
yeah.
like 42-45. I mean, it was a close game, no doubt about it.
Yeah. So if Clinton can take and handle Adrian, we will probably see a rematch between those 2 teams. I'm honestly hoping that's what happens.
Yeah, you very well could see a rematch. No question about it.
And honestly, if Clinton plays as well as they did that night, they should make it into the championship round. But we have not seen Adrian play. I haven't seen on video or anything else. All I've heard is that they're a very highly competitive team, and they're going to challenge everybody they play.
Here's a nice move from Bauer, and almost finished that one, though, with the layup. Ball is kicked out near the midcourt stripe, and Nevada able to get it back and reset. Barnes, who's had a huge first half, 16 for her, 12 from Bashore. So they've had balanced scoring across the board in this first half, building it got up 29-0 at one point, I think they actually cracked 33-0 before Harrisonville got their first bucket. Here's a nice pass inside, almost two more for Bauer, but she got it back, missed the follow attempt. Good rebound for Harrisonville.
She's got a good opportunity here, but just missed on the layup.
Johnson missing there in the open floor. Aveda claims the rebound. Pritchard will set it up here at the other end. As we come down to the end of the first half, Barnes, good pass inside. That's great unselfishness there, and Carly Pritchard finishes it off with the basket. And dribble drive shot, good look, just coming up short for Bigler. Rebound for Pritchard. Lady Tigers will set it up, but we get a double dribble in the front court on Lundine. Substitutions in for Nevada. Bailey Ast is into the game here, looks like. Also, Paige Dahmer returning for Coach Robbie Bates' team.
Two minutes, 11 seconds in this quarter.
High post and trapped up there. Good denial up at the high post area. They were not going to let that backdoor pass be thrown by Meek, so they get the held ball and they set it up, and a three goes down the other side. That's a nice looking shot by Lundine. So 51-10. Nevada's hit 4 threes in the first half, and you would think they'd have more threes considering their big lead, but that just shows you most of their points have come in the open floor on basically layups off of steals.
Oh, yeah. I was getting ready to mention that, a lot of these points are coming off steals. And that's, we've seen that in the Clinton game when we watched them play is Nevada was very aggressive on their defense and was able to grab the ball. Even now you see they're hustling to the ball. Oh, nice bounce pass inside, and that results in some points.
Yeah, it's a good look. That's definitely the best execution Harrisonville's had in the first half. So 2 for Knox, and it's 51-12.
Yeah, Harrisonville, they're playing against what's the top seed, but there's talent out there on their side. There definitely is. It's just they haven't gelled together as a team, it looks like.
And steal here near bucket for Johnson, but a little bit short. Now a 3 attempt right side, back of the iron, no good for
50
Lundine.
seconds left.
Rebound though, Bashore missing that elbow open shot. They get it back again, back inside, and there's a foul called as Pritchard will go to the line with 42.3. Yeah, so that's just a good job by them getting the ball back and staying with it.
What was that, 3 or 4 rebounds right in a row?
Yeah. That was back to back to back there. So Pritchard's had a good first half as well off of the bench as she hits the first. So 5 for her off the bench. Also has 6 rebounds. 1 more coming up. It's the 6-team foul on Harrisonville, and the second one goes down. So 53-12 is the advantage here as a travel called on Mercedes Brown, and that will send it back over to Nevada.
36 seconds left in this half.
Here's Bailey Ast with it up top. Right side Dahmer. Dahmer going to bring it out top. Reset. Harrisonville, good job recovering on defense. There's a near pass that was stolen as they got the tip on it. Dribble drive. Pritchard out top, down to 13. And now they're just going to hold it here, try to get that final shot.
Under 10 now.
And, another near steal. Got to hurry at this point, down to 4. There's Bashore, puts it up. Would have counted. Yeah, would have counted had it gone down. It was halfway down, but rattled out. But halftime here of our first game of the night, 42nd Annual Clinton Girls Tournament here. 2 boys games, 2 girls games for you. So this is all Nevada here at the half in the 1 versus 8 matchup. 53-12, huge first half for Nevada with 3 players already scoring in double figures. So James, been a fun first half certainly, and this is a situation where if you're Harrisonville, just got to get into the locker room, try to regroup, but you know you're certainly in a spot where you're just a little bit overmatched. This is a good Nevada team, obviously, with 13 wins on the season, and it's going to be obviously awfully tough for them to try to get back into this ball game.
Yeah, and it's probably not going to happen. And, you know, you've got the 1 seed and the 8 seed playing each other. This isn't a surprise. And you know, but honestly, I think Harrisonville they're playing well. And against any other team, they would probably still be in this game. But, man, they're playing such a team that is ranked in the top 10 and has been for the last, I think, 3 weeks straight in Class 4. So they're just up against a very good team. I want to thank our sponsors really quick. Primitive Old Crow. They actually have a bridal fair coming up the 8th of February. They've got all kinds of things going on there all the time. So check out their Facebook if you're not watching the game there already and see all the different events they have. Oak Star Bank. Of course, Oak Star Bank is actually building a brand new location on the north end of town at 7 and 13. Landmark Restaurant. That'd be Jim Carbelo. Lots of Carbelos down there in the Lowry City, Lakeland area. In fact, we're going to see a Carbelo boy play on the Lakeland team. Jim Rasick, Chrysler, Plymouth, Dodge, Jeep, Eagle. Did I get them all?
There's a lot of them, isn't there?
Yeah, well, it's on the loop. We know that.
That's right.
And then Hankins Grain. That's actually Stacy, my wife's uncle, who runs that up there. So
I appreciate him. And certainly, as you said, all the wall-to-wall coverage you could ask for this week on all of our platforms as well. And I want to thank C-Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing allowing us to stream on their page, and also Primitive Old Crow Landmark Restaurant streaming on them as well. Certainly on the Sounds Like Video Facebook and YouTube pages, and also on the Radford Media Group page. So we have it all covered for you here all week, every game, boys and girls side, right here for you. A James Hinkle Sounds Like Video production as well. And just trying to look at some of the Nevada scores, James, and Misha has them at 11-1. I think I had said 13-3 earlier, but according to Misha, they've only lost 1 game, and that only loss was to Carl Junction, 53-39.
Yeah, they just came out of a tournament. I can't remember where, but
yeah, it's got them the Frontenac tournament, but it doesn't have. Yeah, okay, so it doesn't have any of their scores in that tournament, so they actually may have lost a couple that.
They did. They took 4th in that tournament.
Okay, so yeah, that's why, because Misha just doesn't have those games, so they are 13-3 after losing a couple in that tournament, and then also, as we were talking about earlier, that Clinton game was 50-47. I mean, Clinton only lost to them by that slim margin, and a case where Clinton had a lead, so Clinton was almost able to take this team down, and that's where will be interesting if you see a rematch between them and Nevada coming up later on in this tournament. But certainly later tonight on the boys' side, our first game there will be Grandveiw Christian. They're going to be taking on El Dorado Springs. And then the nightcap tonight will feature Warrensburg against Lakeland, so we'll see Coach Collins' team in action in the finale tonight. And our next girls' game, I think, is the Adrian matchup. Is that Adrian and Lakeland? Yeah, Adrian Lakeland. Yeah, that's the 2-7. So that should be interesting, as Coach Cooper's Lakeland Lady Vikings will be playing a conference opponent as well. Both those teams play in Nuemo. So
I believe they've already played each other this year.
Yeah.
Well, no, wait a minute. No, they're scheduled later on in February.
We can double-check that. But
there's a lot of games going on.
Or I should say Adrian's having a good year as well. And they've got a lot of success over the years that they have established with Coach Bruto. He's been there a long time, and that Bruto name over there, kind of a legendary deal for Adrian. His dad was a good coach over there, so that'll be interesting to see two WeMo teams that are definitely familiar with each other play each other for the first time, I think, here tonight in the Clinton tournament. And then we think about the Lakeland boys team. They did have a game down. Well, actually, the girls did as well. I know the boys lost, I think, their game on Saturday. They played down at the SBU shootout. They lost to a very good Dora team.
Yeah, they did lose.
And I'll have to double check. Do you know if the girls won their game or not? I think the girls played Clever. We'll double check that here in a minute. But
I think they did lose.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that, please.
We'll double check. But they also had some weather issues during the week. They, of course, had a game canceled, or 2 games canceled Friday night. They were supposed to play Archie at home. And then I think that doubleheader has actually been rescheduled for Monday night on the 3rd of February.
Yeah, we were supposed to cover that game,
Yep.
but of course, due to weather, we had to. We couldn't. It was canceled. Then you said they've rescheduled for the 3rd. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think it's Monday night. I'm pretty sure they're going to do that doubleheader. Then, of course, Clinton got canceled as well Friday night, so the weather kind of reared its ugly head. And again, we hope it doesn't do that again. I know they're calling for a chance of it maybe Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, so we'll just have to wait and see how that goes. But that happens once you get to this time of year sometimes, and the good old Missouri weather can change in a heartbeat. As we're here at the half of our first game of the night, the 1-seed Nevada Lady Tigers leading Harrisonville, the 8-seed, big here, 53-12. And see if we can get a Lakeland schedule double check on Saturday down there at the SBU shootout, which is another really good area event that teams can participate in. I know Clinton, we had them this year up at Warrensburg. You know, they've done that for several years up there. Just a Saturday deal where they let a bunch of the area high school teams come in and play each other. It's not a tournament. It's just a one-day deal.
But it allows. Is that what they call it?
Yeah, it's just a shootout. Yeah, so and that gives teams the opportunity to just play schools, one that they're not familiar with. You know, you're playing teams out of the area usually, but you're also playing really good competition, as was the case for Lakeland the other day, taking on Dora, which, you know, they're a perennial power, have been for the last several years. So it just gives teams the opportunity to play really good competition, and that's what you want. I mean, you want to be in tournaments like this. You want to be in some shootouts once you get into the second half of the year in January and February, when you start thinking about district play, because that's when you want to be playing your best basketball, obviously, at the right time. And I know in the case of the Lakeland boys, you know, they're trying to get back to the quarterfinal round, and I know they've got their sights set pretty high, although they are in a pretty tough district. I think they're in there with Wablo and Skyline, where Skyline's a very solid team. I got to see them down at the Warsaw tournament, so they, you know, that's going to be a tough road for Lakeland, but you know, Coach Collins wouldn't have it any other way, because you want to play the best of the best, and as they say, if you want to be the best, got to beat the best. So once you get to that district tournament, James, you know, you expect to face stiffer competition, and in the case of the Lakeland boys team, they'll have it certainly in front of them. Yeah,
well, you know, all three of those teams, Skyline, Wablo, Lakeland, you know, all of them are looking at each other thinking, wow, these are the teams we're going to have to beat.
Right.
You know, for the longest time, Skyline's had such a good team, but, you know, they've got a few losses this year. They can be defeated. Wablo and Lakeland have played twice. Their first meeting, I believe, was in the championship game at Wablo's tournament. That was our first game that we covered for Lakeland this year, and boy, was that a doozy. Lakeland came back from a 16-point deficit at the half to win the game. And then that following Tuesday, they played again in just a regular season matchup, and Wablo won that game.
Very good competition, no doubt.
Yes.
And as we were saying earlier, Lady Vikings did lose Saturday 68-33, so it was a tough loss, but I imagine that's a pretty good, clever team that they played as well. Wouldn't be surprised. I'll just see if I can bring their record up.
They played in Bolivar, correct?
Yeah, at SBU. So that was the SBU shootout. Yeah, see, Clever's 11-4, so that's a pretty good team that they lost to on Saturday. And then the boys playing as well, so we can get that score. Yeah, they lost 86-58 to Dora. So it's a quick turnaround for the Lakeland girls and boys teams to have to come right back here on Monday and play in the first round. So it should be very exciting tonight A couple Lakeland games coming up will be Adrian and Lakeland girls here at 6. And then the other girls' game will be Warrensburg the 4 against 5th-seeded Odessa.
You know, one thing about losing those games for the boys and the girls in Lakeland, they're going to come in here hungry. They will come in here hungry. So look out.
Yeah, that definitely could be a motivation factor for sure. And this is just another case for Lakeland. You know, they get to play some bigger schools and some teams they're not used to playing. Of course, girls will play Adrian first game tonight, but depending on if they win or lose, they could match up eventually with another team. But obviously Lakeland boys playing Warrensburg, that's not a team that they're used to playing. So Nevada with a huge lead here to start the second half, and they get a layup here off of a turnover. That's pretty much how it's gone most of the night for Harrisonville against this very solid Nevada team. So 2 more up on the board, and they take a 55-12 lead.
We will not actually see a running clock until the 4th quarter.
Dahmer getting that last layup there off the steal. Hughes in the corner, now knocks for 3. Good look and gets it to go. So long-range shot. So Harrisonville's actually knocked down 3 threes now in the ball game, and it's 55-15. Here's a nice move by Bashore. Inside shot fake. Charles back to Bashore, had 15 in that first half. Back out to Barnes, who had 18. Now a 3 in the corner. Dahmer missing, but a Karam back out. Bauer outside, 3 on the way and rattling out. And now a whistle and a foul underneath here. It'll be our first foul of the second half on Nevada. First personal on Paige Dahmer there, senior forward.
Wow, I think that's the quietest we've been so far.
I think so. Yeah, crowd is quiet and we're quiet, so
yeah.
It sounds like a golf course here.
Yeah. You know, we've done a lot of games here, and I know you've done a lot more than I have, but it just seems odd that the band is not up in the corner.
It definitely, here's a nice play. Bashore with another steal, and she's going to get another layup. Well, she's had an incredible ball game, 7 steals, 14 points, and it's 57-15. Yeah, it definitely takes out of the atmosphere a little bit when you don't have the Clinton Pet Band here, but I'm sure they'll be in attendance tomorrow night, obviously, when Clinton plays. Boys will play at 4:30, girls will play at 9.
And you don't see any of the cheerleaders for either team here, so it just seems a little off.
Yeah, it just takes away from some of the feel when you don't have as many of the parents here watching. But as the night goes along, I think you'll see a few more people come in, and by that 9 o'clock game, we'll probably have a decent crowd. As a pass going over the head of Hughes, and well, I thought initially there James Dahmer was going to be able to save that inbound. She tried to kind of tightrope the sideline over there, but they said she was out of bounds, so Harrisonville will get it back.
Yeah, I think her foot just slipped out there, and Harrisonville's ball.
So Lady Wildcats will set it up here in the half court.
Just want to say a quick thank you to Chris Ramirez. He is running our camera tonight. I'm actually doing the producing and a little bit of the color commentary. So we're short our captain, Stacy Hinkle, who's usually running the switching and the producing. Oh, a nice steal.
And that's Bashore again. 2 more for her off the steal. 16 points. She has been all over the floor. Almost got it away again there. Pokes it away from Evans and into the corner. They get it again on the turnover and a foul. Ooh, look out there.
Little trip.
Yeah, a little bit of an inadvertent trip and good sportsmanship there.
Exactly. You know, that's one thing that you're seeing in this game is even though one team is blowing out the other and the other one's way down, you don't see hurt feelings. You don't see the pushing and shoving other than the normal stuff.
Yeah, Harrisonville, you can definitely tell they're still playing hard. They're playing aggressive defense here, making them work that ball up the floor. Here's an open 3, rimming out from Dahmer, but they get the rebound back up with it. Nice save there initially by Bashore. Back out to Barnes. And here's a good look in the corner for Bauer, no good.
Just just all these girls are playing with such awareness on the floor. They've had several situations where the ball's almost gone out and somebody's reached up, grabbed it, flew it back in to one of their own players.
So Harrisonville with possession, inside shot is good. Nice play made in there for Knox. So 2 more on the board. Lady Tigers, oh, they get a tip near steal there again. Major's able to regain it. Back outside, Bauer. Ooh, foul there, and the bucket is good. So nailing the shot is Paige Dahmer, and got hit on the arm there as well. So she'll be going to the line for the 3-point play. So they've got 10 from Dahmer, 18 from Barnes, 16 from Bashore. And it's 63-17.
All right. Well, I just had a
Stacey
tap
Hinkle
on.
in the
I
house.
just had
She's
a
in
tap
the
on the
house.
shoulder, and guess who showed up?
Hey.
Yeah, Stacey. Of course, she works at.
So all the
Menard.
pressure is off of you now, isn't it?
Yes, it is. She can take over the producing, and that means the scores. Whenever they knock down the buckets, it goes on the scoreboard properly.
Missed free throw there, and the ball knocked out as that time Dahmer tried to save it, tried to follow her own miss, but unable to do so. So Harrisonville will have possession as we tick down to the end of this third quarter. Nevada's never trailed in this game, got out to a big 33-0 lead, and it wasn't until the early second quarter until Harrisonville was able to get their first basket of this ball game. And here we get a travel on the Lady Wildcats. So 26 turnovers tonight for Harrisonville. It's been one of those kind of nights for the Lady Wildcats. But when you're playing a team like Nevada, you're going to get turnovers a lot. And this is a team that just is tough to play against because they're so long, got good length and athleticism, and they get a lot of those tips. And they really don't have to press a lot. I mean, they get a lot of those steals off of half-court pressure.
Yeah, you know, they're not doing the full court pressure, and that's something that we've seen a lot.
Yeah, they
this
haven't
year.
had to. Yeah, I mean, they know they've got the advantage. As Bashore will miss the shot in the paint. And Bashore just a good all-around player. I mean, she could play really good defense, good creating her own shot, and she's more of a driving type player. Doesn't really try to shoot the three much. As bobbling the ball inside there, Evans going to reset it though back out top for Harrisonville. And they go left wing looking inside. Williams tried to throw it off of the Nevada defender, but holding her ground there was Lindsay Majors. And now we get a timeout called by the Lady Wildcats. I think this is a substitution timeout, or are they going to go ahead and take one on the floor? Yeah, it looks like they did go ahead and take a team timeout. Actually, I think Nevada called team timeout there, so that'll give us a chance. I want to thank our timeout sponsor this year, Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Aaron Collins. So appreciate him and all of our other sponsors as well. Certainly want to thank Primitive Old Crow, Oak Star Bank, the Landmark Restaurant, Jim Rasick Auto Group, and Hankins Grain. Also, Hobby Time Motorsports, our graphic sponsor, along with Bernard Tax and Bookkeeping. So wall-to-wall coverage this year for you at the Clinton Tournament. We were going to have every game streaming live on, what is that, 5 of our platforms, James? You count them up. Is that, yeah, 5 of them?
5 different platforms.
5 different platforms. So,
So if you missed the game, we're sorry.
That's on you, isn't it, I guess? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the World Wide Web is an amazing thing, isn't it, when you can – who would have ever thought 20 years ago that we'd be able to do this for high school sports and – stream live to 5 different platforms. Although sometimes we have technical problems, and that's the other thing with technology. It's great when it works, not so great when it doesn't.
You know, I'll just mention that multiple streaming thing is something that we've added this year. Actually, we added it in the middle of the year to kind of test it out, and I tell you what, we really love it. The crowd seems to love it, all the fans. And one other thing is we've got 5, but we can stream to more. We can do up to 10. So, you know.
A lot of capability in the house, no doubt. So Pritchard hitting a free throw there, make it 66-17. And a little over a minute left here in the third quarter. So again, Go ahead, James. Sorry
I'm
about
starting
that.
to see some Lakeland people file in here.
Yeah, they are going to be playing our next game, so stay tuned because we'll have that for you right here streaming live. And that should be an interesting battle between two familiar opponents, Adrian and Lakeland. Be the 2-7 matchup. Full court man-to-man pressure here for Harrisonville. Good aggressive defense. Harrisonville still playing hard out there. You can see getting out and guarding the wings. Making Nevada work the ball up the floor. And here's an open three ball, missing back of the iron. And they get the rebound. Harrisonville tonight, 4 of 8 shooting the three. And that's just another really impressive thing to be able to put up 66 points and only have 4 threes. You don't see that very often, but they've just found all kinds of other ways to score.
You know, we're sitting here and watching the game. This is the first chance we've had to take a look at Harrisonville. And really, these girls, they do have talent. There are some missteps, just some simple ball handling. You know, a few corrections here and there, maybe a little more experience, and this could and would be a very good Harrisonville team. They've got a lot of potential.
Free throw a little off there, and Nevada claiming the rebound. Coming up on the final minute of the third quarter. Here's a long 2. Feet were on the line for Maddie Majors. They missed the putback attempt. Good rebound inside. Knox clears it out of there with the rebound, gets it to Shelby Evans. And now a 3 ball at the other end. Johnson swishes it home.
That was a very nice-looking 3 ball.
That sure was. So 4 threes tonight for Harrisonville. So they've actually been able to knock down a few long rangers and actually tied with Nevada in threes, which ironically enough, that's the only statistical category they're tied with Nevada in this game, obviously. But here they get a steal. Another opportunity here for Johnson, missing that 3, a little bit short. And the rebound for Nevada. Final 20 here. See if they get the final shot of the quarter. And as James mentioned, I think we'll have that running clock. It'll take effect in the fourth quarter. So the fourth quarter should move along pretty quickly. And here we get a foul out top. Haven't had hardly any fouls in the second half. That's just the 5th team foul on Harrisonville. And that one whistled against Evans, her second personal. Shot in the corner, no good off the side of the backboard, and it's going to be a foul, though. So just as I say that, we get 2 fouls. We go pretty much the whole quarter, James, without any fouls, and then what do? I jinx them. So it's just the way it goes.
We'll definitely blame that on you. It's your fault.
I'll take the blame. I'll take the blame. Underneath here, Nevada, they got to get it to the wing. They're not able to get that inside look, and they're not going to get a shot. So that's a good job by Harrisonville, denying the post. It's what you always want to have happen. You want to make them kick that ball outside on those inbounds passes, and they did it, and it gives your defense a chance to recover, and they prevent the shot. So we're going to go to the fourth quarter with this one, I think, firmly in hand, 66-21. So Nevada will be on to the second round of the tournament. And what happened to there's my bracket, and they will be meeting the winner of Warrensburg and Odessa. And that'll be tomorrow. Those two teams will play. That'll be the 4-5 game on the girls' side at 7:30.
We've seen Odessa. Were you at that game? No, you weren't there. Matt called that game for the.
Was that the one at Warrensburg?
Yeah, it was one in Warrensburg.
Yeah, that was the one at the Warrensburg shootout. Yeah, that'll be interesting. I mean, without having seen those two teams, obviously on paper, they appear to be pretty evenly matched. I think did Odessa, or no, Clinton beat Odessa in that game, didn't they? Yeah.
It was a good game. Kind of at the end, Clinton pulled ahead and was able to win.
Lady Cardinals will get their tournament started, of course, tomorrow night. They're going to play the 9 o'clock game. They're the 3 seed. They're going to be playing 6-seeded Hogan Prep, and so the winner of that game will meet the winner of our next game, which will be Adrian and Lakeland. So we're into the fourth quarter of our first one, and Nevada with the big lead. Not in any hurry to score, but here's a nice job. Johnson stepping in front, and she's going to go coast to coast all the way. Couldn't finish the layup, and then they missed the follow attempt. And they get a good rebound inside. So Nevada will reset in the half court. But that's the thing. If you play this Nevada team, you've got to take advantage of every opportunity you get because they're so aggressive defensively, you know you're probably not going to get a lot of offensive possessions, so every basket counts when you're playing them.
Yeah, if you look and see what Harrisonville did on that last one, the only mistake they made was they didn't put it in the basket. Everything else was very well executed.
Yeah, no doubt. So the shot here up over the top there. A little bit too much on the shot, so it will be considered out of bounds. Any time that ball goes up over the top of the backboard like that, it's automatic out of bounds. But Mercedes Brown almost getting a steal there, though. Almost got it right back. But Nevada with their JV in now at this point, and they had huge nights from Brashore. She finished with 21. Barnes had 18. And I think Pritchard is out of the game as well.
If you like girls high school basketball, you're kind of in a very good area because you've got Nevada, Adrian, Lincoln, Wheatland, and Leeton, and then also Montrose are all been ranked at one point in time.
Yeah, the West Central Missouri area this year, it feels like, no doubt, is pretty competitive across the board. And a lot of good basketball being played. And, of course, Montrose, they're having a turnaround season. I mean, they were not great at all last year as the three goes down for Knox. But this year, they've really done a nice job. Coach White over there doing a good job. He's actually, I think, the girls and boys coach and does a nice job with them over there.
Yeah, we were actually able to go and live stream the championship at Appleton City, and the girls, Montrose against Osceola. And I tell you what, if you want to see a good girls basketball game, go back and watch that because the first quarter, it was back and forth, and then Osceola led clear up until the last second of the fourth quarter to push it into overtime. And then Montrose ended up in overtime actually winning. It was just, you couldn't script a better game.
Yeah, it was an unbelievable game, and Montrose, they've got two really talented players with Ryan Landis, who actually played for Lakeland last year, and then, of course, Abby Vogel. Is Abby a senior now? Has it been that long?
I don't know.
I think she got to either be a junior or a senior because we covered her, I think, when she was a freshman. So she's probably a senior by now as we get a shot up and in there. So that's two more up on the board for Nevada. And a foul was called. Majors getting fouled, so she'll go to the line here. So 68-24. Clock is rolling. So we are going to be ahead of schedule, I think. Our next game, 5:30, so it might start closer to 6, which is the scheduled time. We'll have to see. Should actually get started before 6, though, I would imagine. I think we'll be 15 minutes in between games, so we're going to cut away in between games, and then we'll come back shortly before. So first of 4 games here tonight. And Nevada looks like going to punch their ticket, though, to the second round with a big win here in this first one on the girls' side of the bracket. And here's a shot missing on the dribble drive, and they called the offensive foul on that. Wow. So a charge was called, and they give that to number 5. Just lost my roster, James. Yeah, that's the other. They've got.
Oh yeah, that's.
No, that was
the
right. Foul was on Nevada, but should be number 5.
Clinton.
Yeah, we've discovered that they have some of the Clinton players on the Harrisonville roster. So we apologize if we've been saying we don't have an accurate Harrisonville roster. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
And I found that out right at the beginning of the game.
Might explain why we're not actually calling names.
Well, I'm calling names.
Yeah,
but
you are.
They've got names, but I know that there may be a few numbers that are different. I think they've got a few of the Harrisonville players that are on there, but they've got them combined with Clinton players for some reason, as the layup is good there for Barnes. So it's or Williams, I should say. So 71-28. This one firmly in hand with 2:27 and counting left. Yeah, so we're going to have to figure that out. When we do the Harrisonville game tomorrow, or I guess it'll be Tuesday night when they play in the losers bracket round. See if they've got a full roster with all of their players.
Yeah.
But I do have a full Nevada roster. I know that.
Well, I tell you what, this is our first tournament that we've covered completely, and this is kind of our first year back covering basketball after a several-year hiatus. And I've truly forgotten what it takes to set these tournaments up. And I've worked with Jason Abner a little bit, and he's been phenomenal to work with. But it is obvious that there is a lot that goes into this, and sometimes things like that get overlooked. I'm not going to hold against Clinton or Mr. Abner because they've always done a good job with this tournament. And, we really appreciate everything that he does, and then also the Clinton School.
So 2 more up on the board there. A couple free throws for Grace Barnes, so it's 73-28 with 1:11 left here in the contest. A nice rebound inside for Ast. She'll push it the other way. Final minute left. And here's 2 more. Nice shot for Maddie Majors. Nothing but net. So Nevada going to get close to 80, but I don't know if they're going to quite get there. Not enough time on the clock. A 3 ball, no good. Right side, and we're going to get a jump ball. Clock will still roll. So again, coming up next will be 2nd-seeded Adrian against 7th-seeded Lakeland.
I just want to say something else about Harrisonville here is they've played to the end of this game. They're playing with good spirits and good teammanship.
Johnson got hit there on the head. Boy, she was hustling back, though, as you said. Hustling all the way. Mm-hmm. And that's what any coach would ask for. But Harrisonville just overmatched tonight, and Nevada, they're going to be tough to deal with once they get into the winner's bracket round. So that's going to be the ball game. Nevada going to dribble it out, and it's 75-28, our final score here in our first game of the night on the girls' side of the bracket. So mark it down, Nevada Lady Wildcats, or Lady Tigers, I should say, on to the second round where they will await the winner of Odessa and Warrensburg. So big night for Lady Tigers with 3 players in double figures. Huge night for Bashore. She finished with 18. Pritchard had 15 as well. And who was the other one? They had 1 more in double figures as well. Oh, Barnes. Yeah, Barnes had a nice night as well. 18 for her. So that's going to do it for our coverage here of our first game. So we're going to cut away. We'll be off 15 minutes, so probably 5 or 6 minutes here. So we'll be coming back when we get the second game going here about 10 minutes or so right here on James Hinkle Sounds Like Video. Yeah,
they got 15 minutes left on the clock, or put on the clock, and they haven't started ticking it down yet. I just want to say a quick thank you to all our sponsors because they're the ones that actually will make this happen or let this happen. Primitive Old Crow, Oak Star Bank, Landmark Restaurant, Jim Brasic on the Loop, and Hankins Grain. And then, of course, we are streaming on C-Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing. Primitive Old Crow, who is also one of our audio sponsors. Landmark Restaurant. Of course, us, Sounds Like Videos, on our Facebook and YouTube page. And then on Radford Media Group's YouTube page as well. Thank you, all those sponsors. We will be back in probably about 10 minutes.